So this is called the paper cross story. And you just use a regular piece of paper. I've chosen red just because it turns into a cross, but you can use white. Whatever shows up there. And the story I've written for you in your manual, but I'll just show you how to do it. The first thing you do is you fold corner down to make the sailboat, just like that. Okay? And you're showing them the sailboat, and then you just fold it down corner to corner so that it looks like a house. So you see this is open and this is open. And that's the house. And then you fold it over across. You're just making a paper airplane, really. So you make a nice crisp corner. And then you fold back the wings like this. Don't fold them from the very corner. They have to be folded like this to show that it's a plane, okay? And then I start tearing from this side because it's thinner on this side than this side. You're just going to tear off the wings, okay? So you just pull it down like this over the whole wings here. And then you talked about one way to get to heaven, and that forgiveness is not free, that there had to be a price paid for our salvation, for our forgiveness, and that's through the cross of Jesus Christ. Really simple. Have a great time doing it. Okay, this is the paper cross story, and I'd like to tell you a story about two little boys that left on their way home from school. They were going past the marina, and you know what they saw at the marina? Beautiful boats. And one of these boats was very close to them. They saw this beautiful sailboat, and they thought, wouldn't it be great if we could have a ride in that sailboat? And they looked around, both sides. Nobody was there. So they climbed into the boat. And as they were playing around, somehow the rope got unattached, and the boat started to drift away. Well, when the boys came up, they were on their way out into the ocean, and the sailboat was going over the waves, and they were having a great time. Isn't this fun? And farther and farther away from the shore they got. And pretty soon, the sun started to set, and the boys started to get scared. They didn't know how to run a sailboat. They didn't know how to get back home. And so the sun was setting, and it was getting dark, and they were very scared. And the boy said, I wish we could go home. I'm so scared. What are we going to do? Are we going to die out here? Well, they tried to paddle with their hands to get back to the shore, but the wind picked up, and it carried the sail, and they went farther and farther out into the ocean. Well, the boys were so scared. They went down under the boat in the bow or the stern of the boat. I don't know what it's called, but they went down and they fell asleep. They were there all night. And in the morning, they were awoken by a jerk, and the boat had come onto an island, and they didn't know where they were. And they saw in the early morning this man coming towards them. They were so scared. And the man said, what are you doing here? And they said, we're sorry, we stole this boat and we're lost and we don't know how to get home. And he says, well, where do you live? And they said, we live in Antigua, and our parents are going to be very afraid for us that we didn't come home all night. And he said, you know, you shouldn't have taken the boat. Oh, we know, we're sorry, we'll never do that again. Well, how are you going to get home? Because the boat is wrecked. And they said, can you get us home somehow? And that man happened to be a pilot, and he had a plane. And so he said to the boys, okay, I'm going to take you back home, but you got to promise never to do it again. They said, we promise we'll never do it again. So they got a free ride in a airplane. They were on Montserrat. And so they flew all the way back to Antigua. And when they got to Antigua, he took them to the parents' home, and their parents were so glad to see them. And they were also very upset with them that they had taken the boat. And they said, someone had come to them and told them that you stole their boat, and they want their boat back. And the children said, I'm sorry, but the boat is smashed. It's no good. Well, the parents said, you're going to have to go to jail. And they said, oh no, we don't want to go to jail. And the man that flew them home said, okay, I will pay for you. I'm going to go and fix the boat and bring it back to them. And boys and girls, that's grace. When we get something we don't deserve, they were forgiven for stealing the boat, but then they had to replace the boat. And the man had to use his own money to replace the boat. And that reminds me of Jesus. Jesus had to give us his very life. He died on the cross for us. That is his mercy. And then he gives us eternal life and a place with him in heaven. So I hope that you have had mercy and grace given to you by Jesus.